I'm at Tsugawa Nursery in Woodland, Washington with Brian. And Brian, this is really raspberry time, even though it's a little bit wet today.
Yeah, that's right, Judy. It's perfect time. You want to grab the raspberries before they're really leafing out, and it just helps on transplanting to get off to a better start. You actually can plan on a pretty good productive crop by next year. So 1 year is going to be growing, getting established. After that, you're going to be harvesting very much.
And you know, I hear a couple different terms about raspberries, so can you explain that so we would know which kind maybe would fit our lifestyle, our families?
Yeah, sure. That would be very easy. We have everbearing, June bearing, and actually the June bearings are going to be right around the second, third week of June, all the way into about the second, third week of July. And then the everbearings are actually from third week of June all the way into October. So you can get this fresh, fresh picked all throughout up to Thanksgiving if the weather's permitting. It's when the fall rains comes.
And so for a small family, maybe 4 people, would you just have one cane? Is that what you plant?
Well, that's a good question, because at the garden center we ask ourselves a lot of times, and bless their hearts, but they'll buy 1 or 2, and you really need, it's actually about 10 or 12 for a real productive family of 4. You could plant on a lot of berries for, I'd say, and then of course 25, and the more the better.
Sure.
But that would be a number that I think would be quite suitable for fresh eating, preserving, whatever you want to do with them.
Because you just don't want to have a handful. I mean, we love them on everything, so you really want to have them for that whole summer.
They're good on everything. So.
And so I see that you have a little system here. So we would have to.
We actually have we made it simple. We got a kit. So what it includes, a couple posts from wire. We have the wire tighteners.
Okay.
It's going to come with. We have bundles of 12 and 25 plants. The variety we got here is Meekers. This is the good old standby. The farm's been planting these for 35, probably 50 years. I don't know how far it goes back, but I think some of the most important things that we always like to stress is they do not like wet feet. So we like to actually, you can see it's raised up here about 4 to 6 inches. So gets them off. We would want to water a little more because it's just like a rhododendron.
Sure.
If we elevate that more, you're going to have to water more because they are, fibrous rooted.
Right.
So pretty key, just of all the most important things, I'd say wet feet, because they'd be short-lived. You're going to have root rot problems, just like a rhododendron would.
Okay. And I see that you're using some compost here, and so then you just put them in and you spread out the roots?
That's correct.
Okay.
You can see it's very fibrous rooted. We like to, just like any other berry or anything else, lime, of course, the compost, and some kind of fertilizers, because they're heavy feeders. Whenever they grow, plants that are very productive in foliage or fruiting, they usually are going to be requiring a little bit of elements. But I think the only key factor, Judy, just like anything else, the crown. We don't want to bury the crown, so that's correct. We just come back and backfill. They're pretty easy to grow. There's ways to kill them. I guess you say you can't kill them, but that's pretty much all you had to do, These come in bundles of 20, 25 or 12, however you want to do it. It's pretty simple. Now,
can we get fruit from it this year?
How raspberries do, this is all next year's growth.
Okay, all the green?
Yeah,
all right.
all this is going to be next year's canes coming up. So how it works is they bear off previous year's canes or branches or whatever you want to do. So actually, if this was 5 feet tall, all our fruit spurs would be coming off this branch. It produces, then it dies down, so you cut the old canes off, and then that's when you want to tie up all the, that's why we have the wires.
Makes it easy and clean, and all the berries are off the ground.
Yeah, one little trick too, I forgot, you talked about June bearing, we talked about everbearing. The heritage, the everbearing, they are stiff branches, so you wouldn't really need posts and wire, they're stiff. So if you're not into that, I guess, for the easier gardener heritage, but you lose some of the sweetness or the flavor just like you do on all your everbearing.
Well, as you can hear, there's so many tips. Brian and his staff is so knowledgeable. They have handouts, they have these kits. Really come out to Tsugawa's and get all the information right here. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks, Judy.